Hey girls, Miss Katie here with the Girl Scouts of Virginia Skyline Council, coming to you from my bedroom floor in Lynchburg, Virginia, ready to talk about junior camper steps 1 and 2. Step 1 is start planning your next big outdoor adventure, and step 2 is gain a new camping skill. And I was thinking, with the tools that I have to offer you, your new camping skill could be being super prepared. So I hope you guys enjoy. So I was thinking about things that I like to do outside, and I thought that I would prep you guys for just your basic camping trip or hiking trip even, and a fun water activity. So things that you would need if you're kayaking or tubing or things like that. So we can start with the water activity. So something my fiance and I love to do on the weekends is kayak. So the very first thing we grab is our boat, of course, and our paddle. The very next thing, however, super critical, is a life jacket. This obviously will save your life in the event that you get knocked out of your boat or if you hit rough waters. So I never ever leave my home without a life jacket if I'm going on the water of any kind. So that is very important. The next thing, very important, sunscreen. It's good to protect your face and your skin from the sun's harsh rays, even if the sun's not out. So don't forget that. And the very next thing, they make these in 2 forms. You can either, this is called a dry box, but they also make dry bags. So the idea here is that, so open it right up, and anything that you want to take with you on the water that you don't want to get ruined by the water, you can put in here. So if you had a change of clothes that you wanted to take with you, you could stuff that in a dry bag, or a towel even. But I like dry boxes because I can put my phone in here, maybe a little chapstick or eye drops, a comb, just things to kind of freshen up that I like to have handy. So that's something that I bring along with me. Let's see, always, no matter where you go, on the water, in nature, you gotta have drinking water. So this is my clean canteen. I love this guy. Super big, it keeps my drink nice and cold, and it's big enough that I normally don't have to refill it a million times. So that's really convenient. So those are the things that I take with me when I'm on the water. I also love snacks, peanuts, cashews, maybe a cheese stick, just little finger foods that I can kind of pick at while I'm floating. It's good to have handy. Okay, so let's look at things that we would need for our basic camping adventure. So I was thinking about a way that I can simple this down, especially for the people that aren't familiar with camping. So a good place to start when you're making your checklist is think about the things that all humans need. So just the basic things for life, which is food, water, shelter, and clothing. So you can kind of start your checklist in that way. So always, and I should have said this for kayaking, have a first aid kit handy, but also when you're camping and hiking. So for example, if I was going, back to the kayaking, if I was going just on a day trip, I would probably simplify this and just bring, maybe a few alcohol pads, maybe a Band-Aid or 2, some sort of antihistamine. But when I'm camping or hiking or taking a longer trek, you want to have a full-size first aid kit because it really could save your life. So that's really important. Okay, so let's start with food. So you need to decide what you want to be eating. Again, this depends on how long you're going, where you're going. If you're going to be close to your car, that's going to be way different than if you have to hike 10 miles to get to your camping spot. So if you are car camping, you can typically bring a cooler, which is great because you can just stuff it with everything you need and it's super easy peasy. But if you are hiking or backpacking or going somewhere far where you have to plan your meals out in the sense of you don't want to carry a lot of weight with you, I like to bring this puppy. This is something that you can hold over the fire, put little foil packs in and just hold it. You can put hot dogs in it, really anything that you can cook over the fire. You just stuff in this guy and you cook with it. Some would argue that this might be a little too heavy if you're backpacking because again, you want to carry as little amount of weight as possible when you're backpacking. But this would be great even for car camping or just camping with a short trek to get to your spot. So you really just need to think about what you want to eat, again, while you're there. Lots of people like to plan their meals out in advance, so I'm going to show you guys a recipe tomorrow for an oatmeal that you can make and take with you for breakfast. Eggs are great when you're camping. Meats, cheeses, veggies, things that you can stuff in a foil pack. That's a classic Girl Scout favorite. So really just do some research and think about what you and your group would like to eat while you guys are out on your little adventure. I also love to bring, while my clean canteen is awesome, it's good to have just a normal size cup. So this is a cup that folds in like this, and again, it's very light. And you can use this as a handle, so you can put coffee in it if you drink coffee, or other hot drinks like tea. You can also put oatmeal in it, so anything warm, this will protect your hands. And it's got measurements on the side, which is super helpful. So let's see, still thinking about food, never forget your utensils. Classic, you need it. I've been on lots of camping trips before and I've forgotten a spoon or a fork, so that's never fun. Okay, so food, water, I think I got all that covered. Let's talk about shelter. So again, assess where you're going, who all you're going with, see what they have, see what resources would be the most smart for the trip that you're going on. So let's shift this way. So here I have my big old tent. Let's see if I can turn you guys, there we go. And this is a 3-person tent. And I like this because it's kind of a middle size. It's not huge, it's not teeny tiny. So this would work great for camping, if I'm camping near my car, like in a park or in a backyard or something like that. Or just on a more beginner style camping trip. I also love, you don't need this, but I love these. This is a sleeping pad to put under your mattress. So in addition to bringing a mattress, I bring this nice foamy camping pad because that keeps me nice and cozy. I've also seen people use camping floats for this versus spending their money on expensive sleeping pads. You can just take a long blow-up float that you would like lay on in the pool, and you can use that as an air mattress. So, tip from Miss Katie. So that is that. Here is my sleeping bag. Again, almost everything that you're bringing or considering bringing, you need to think about where you're going, the duration of time that you're going for, the elements, what type of year it is. So this is a more light sleeping bag. So this is really great for summertime camping, or if you just get really hot at night. So this is a more light sleeping bag, but they make big old sleeping bags for winter camping, or if you're going, up high in the mountains where it's cooler. So again, just really think about the trip that you're going on. So that is that. Let's see. I believe Miss Molly did a video where she set up a tent for you guys. I know it's out there. If it's not Miss Molly, I'm so sorry, but I know that we recently made a video showing you how to assemble a tent, so that's helpful. So this is a tarp. You always want to put this under your tent to prevent rain from getting inside your tent, so that's super important. And let's see. Oh, light. Little lantern. I like this little guy. Let's see. There we go. Super bright, super small, super efficient. Okay, so now that we've looked at the different types of things we need to live in and survive, we need to consider what we're going to be wearing. So again, think about the time of year, how long you're going. I would argue that even if it's in the dead of the summer and it's 1,000 degrees outside, you still need to have a warm layer of some sort. So this is my classic fleece. I take this almost every single time I go camping because it does have a tendency to always get cold. So just be prepared. Even if you don't use it, it's better to have it. So I would bring a warm fleece as a good staple for my trip. Warm socks will save your life. I always like to have 2. But you never want to wear more than 2 pairs of socks because your feet will actually sweat and it'll make you colder. I learned that the hard way. So nice good socks and a rain jacket. So again, look at the weather before you go on your trip, but I think it's always nice to have a rain jacket handy because again, especially if you're going on a longer excursion, something like this can save your life from getting super, super cold. And then I always like to have my sunnies just to protect my eyes from the bright sun. And shoes, of course, you want to be thinking about the type of shoes that you're taking. I like to bring chacos with me, and then also like a sturdy hiking boot. And that's just to kind of give my feet a break, especially if you're going far. So yes, I think that's everything that I went over. But again, this is just kind of a basic understanding of what you need for these two types of adventures. Let me know if you guys have questions. I am always here and available to help answer your questions. But this is what I have for you guys for junior camper steps 1 and step 2. Have fun out there.